Welcome back. This is Breakfast at Dawn. You're watching the Independence Day special. I'm in conversation with Samiullah Khan. Okay, now another thing that I want to ask you is actually, our producer Sohaib Alvi wants to ask you because he made these questions for me. I asked him as a favor. Do you think that the youngsters today are lacking motivation?
Definitely, yes. I don't know why. One thing I noted that because of this corporate culture and then too much money, show off of money, they are indulged in these things. But you see, like this celebration we're celebrating today, and then if the school colleges, they must have one class for them to get them remembered about Pakistan, how Pakistan is made, and the people who sacrificed their life in those days. And we got footage also. So with that, they can learn a little about, working for Pakistan and loyalty towards Pakistan. But I think the youngsters within these days, they are very much, impressive, and they want to do something. Yeah. And I hope that they'll do a lot for Pakistan in the coming future.
I think that this generation, the previous generation, maybe was a little bit, in between you and what is now, that they were mostly disillusioned. But the young people that I meet now, I find that they are more and more optimistic, or at least they want to make a change. You know, they're quite
this
driven.
Is good. Yeah, this is good.
I think it's very good too. Yeah. Okay, now, so tell us about the Asian. We always hear about an Asian style. So, is there anything happening with that?
Well, yeah, that is discussion since last almost 10 to 15 years.
Yes.
Due to the victories got by European teams, the hockey is converted into football, almost on power. Whereas subcontinent style of play was skill and then running with the ball. In those days, if you watch hockey and cricket and squash, the players were the master in their skills. So that's why they were beating Europeans. And gradually, we lacked in that kind of thing. And then the European, they just made one of the best infrastructure for all sports. So that is the main difference. Now the difference
is... The Europeans put money into it, basically.
Into it, definitely. Yes. One of the things.
That's what we didn't do.
Yeah, and yes, and the government sponsorship is not there in Pakistan, and the departmental teams are no more there.
Tell me something, isn't it like an investment? I mean, if the government were to put money into the team, wouldn't they make money back?
Yeah, why not? And you see, in '76, Nadia Comaneci, if you heard her name, she was the gymnast.
Yes.
She got 6 gold medals when she was 13. And I talked to her coach. He said that in those days, communist countries, they are spending millions of dollars just to have one goal, because in return, they neutralize all negative information to the nation or to the other countries. So Pakistan government can do this. And you see, when
which the Chinese are doing now with tennis players. They've just set up all these tennis courts everywhere. They're taking these little children and they're training them for free on scholarships.
Yeah, that's
true. So, really, it would make so much sense, because I think that there's just no understanding that it's an investment, right? And it also does so much for the name, the image of the country.
Recent past, you see, when 2020 World Cup we won, it was, from Karachi to Sabat, everybody was celebrating that victory. And it gave a good name throughout the world. When I saw Yunus Khan on CNN and BBC interviewing that Pakistan won that 2020 World Cup, it gives a good impact to the whole of the world.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, now, in the 90s, there was a brief revival of hockey. And also recently, very, very recently, there was some talk of maybe hockey is going to make a comeback or something like that. So do you see any hope? And why was it that there was a revival?
I think Pakistan Hockey Federation has to do a lot. And as we were discussing that, we lack dedicated people. So the secretariat, they must do something for hockey. And now the hockey is played among 30 to 40 players, whereas in those days we got so many clubs who were participating in national championships and national club games. So we have to revive that kind of thing. One thing, this PHF has done one thing very good, that is they made almost 6, 7 academies where youngsters were involved, and then they'll train them, and then they'll get good pay out of them.
But the reason behind the revival in the 90s was the World Cup and the Champions Trophy, and now Pakistan is, and both these tournaments were introduced by Pakistan, right? But today the team is finding it hard to find a place in these tournaments.
Yeah, they have to qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Because World Cup is in March, and then they have to qualify in October. As you are telling that World Cup and Champions Trophy, or you see these cups were given to FIH by Pakistan Hockey Federation. That's true, you see, but we have to think a lot about sports within Pakistan, and especially hockey, because hockey is a national sport.
Yes.
And the government, I think they must avoid appointing political people in this infrastructures. And that is ruining hockey. And nowadays, if you are reading in the paper that everywhere is a controversy, somebody is blaming somebody. So this blame game is destroying hockey in these days.
Right. And everything I think that gets touched by politics is just all over.
Yeah, they must keep politics within politics. But you see, in sports, there is a lot of politics nowadays.
Yeah.
So this is very unfortunate.
But you know, who was I talking to the other day who said to me, because I was saying that, you know, there was all this, Kamar Ahmed actually was here at Sports Analyst. He was here on the set. And I was saying that, you know, there's so much of this kind of backstabbing and that all of this politics that goes on in our team. And he said to me, well, you know, it's in every team.
Yeah.
But the point is that the board on top, the management, they should be aware and they should be playing a clean game.
Yeah.
But you think that's the problem?
That's the problem. If you are having President Pakistan Hockey Federation, or the Secretary of Pakistan Hockey Federation is a heavyweight, played a lot of games, having so many gold medals with him, so that the youngsters, they will obey him. If a player who was made secretary playing with them, so he can't control that bunch. So that's the problem in facing hockey nowadays. The people who are running the show, they played with those boys who are playing now. So we have to think about that, and Pakistan government, especially sports ministry, must think about this, because in 2010 we are having Asian Games within China, and that is our neighboring country, very one of the best friend of us. So we have to prepare our team for that, and if we start now, then we will give experience to the youngsters for 2010 Asian Games.
Okay. Well, actually, you know, you're very right, and that was going to be my final question to you, which was about the fact that hockey players are taking over the Pakistan Hockey Federation. So you all think that this is a good sign, and maybe they'll be able to do something.
Yeah, I think we hope so.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being part of our program this morning, and I hope you have a great Independence Day, a great holiday, even though you woke up early for us.
You know, I'm happy because throughout Pakistan, everybody is celebrating Pakistan Day.
Yes.
This is good, man.
All right. Well, before we go off on a break, let's talk to our correspondent, Ehsan Bukhari, who's standing by in Lahore to tell us what, at Lahore Fort, in fact, that beautiful place to see what is going on in Lahore on Independence Day. Ehsan, how's the mood there?
Well, happy Independence Day to you, Naveen. And in Lahore right now, I'm standing at the Lahore Fort at the moment, and hundreds have gathered here to celebrate, to take part in the ceremony of the independence that is taking place inside the venue of the Lahore Fort, and right in front of the mausoleum of Allama Iqbal. Now, Chief Minister Punjab Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif is expected to arrive here as well, and quite many government officials, along with the DCO, the Commissioner of Lahore has arrived, CCP of Lahore has arrived here. And right now, schools, quite many schools have been invited over here to take part in this celebration. And some school children are dressed as band members. Some are displaying their art, as I can say right now, for singing, as some are disabled children, and they are also performing inside the venue, and they are still awaiting the Chief Minister of Punjab at the moment. And The flag raising ceremony will be held in a short while. As you can see behind me, government officials are still arriving, and quite many people are inside right now, and the ambience is beautiful inside as the patriotism can be seen. Naveen.
Great to hear. Ehsan Bukhari there reporting to us from Lahore, telling us about Independence Day. All right, then, we're going to take a very quick break now. Still to come on the program, we are going to look to our future. And when you meet my next two guests, bloggers Sana Salim and Faisal Kapadia, you'll be proud to call yourself a Pakistani. Keep watching Breakfast at Dawn, the Independence Day special.